I know. Do you want me to start, or do you have any great takeaways that you think needs to be stated off the bat here?
No, I mean, just the obvious ones of the turnovers and how that can't happen. And
yeah,
and
Sean Payton's going to be on that ass this week.
Without question. And I think it's a little troublesome in the fact that it was 2 veterans that had 2 of the fumbles as well. It wasn't just like 3 6th or 7th round or undrafted free agent rookies. Like it was Murray and Freeman also.
Yeah.
So that's a
and
little.
And the breakout player of the game, Tony Jones Jr.
He was.
He was actually fantastic.
He
otherwise.
was. I mean, that 28-yard run was nice. The interceptions, I'm like you. Like on the Jameis one, like that was okay. I'm not gonna say that was big. Like the Taysom Hill was bad.
The Taysom Hill was bad.
We don't know the route.
Yeah.
We don't know if Ty Montgomery was supposed to keep going on the out. But if it wasn't, if it was a spot, if it was a checkup, then okay, that is bad because you just were not accurate with that pass. Now, if it was an out route, and maybe we'll learn that today, I doubt it. I doubt that anybody's going to be thrown under the bus. But
I saw something where both Payton and Taysom chalked it up to a miscommunication. So take that for what you will. I'm okay with excusing both guys because both guys are saying no excuse because whatever. Both guys had another ball that should have been intercepted and was not. So
the touchdown pass that Jameis threw though in the red area was nice.
That thing was perfect.
I guess Juwan Johnson is a flasher.
Yes, absolutely.
We talked about him. What was that? Was that last week we talked about him with Nick?
Yep.
I mean, he's someone that definitely flashed to me. So there's some positives to take from it. I'm with you. I'm in the camp that I thought Jameis looked way more composed than Taysom did.
I do too. People are saying that it's still like even after this game, and I feel that statistically they were nearly identical. But I mean, Jake, you have a much more seasoned football mind than my own, but Jameis, the potential just looks so much higher. Like the arm talent, actually working through his progressions. As you said, the touchdown pass was kind of the perfect example where that's not his first read, right? That is a play that is designed to quickly go to the flats. He sees that the safety isn't really respecting what is that, like a post that he was running? I don't know what the actual route would be called.
Juwan Johnson?
On the touchdown.
It's just a dig route.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so like he sees that the safety though isn't really respecting. He's going with all the motion. Jameis works through all of his reads, get back, and then just delivers a strike. I mean, a beautiful throw.
Perfect height, perfect location.
So
this team is better. Even if this was a true battle, even if this was 50-50 or 51-49, you couldn't really decide. Because of the lack of weapons for the Saints, Jameis would get the nod for me. Yeah. And again, I'm not even talking about right now and what we're seeing.
But what if you took that out of that? What if you were just to look at how the two are playing quarterback?
I think that Jameis is a little bit more confident right now, looks a little bit more comfortable. Okay? That's not to say that Taysom can't have a role because I'm not as down on Taysom as a lot of people in the media. I do think that Taysom has a skill set that can play in the NFL. There's quarterbacks in the NFL that, to me, he could
probably start on some teams.
He could start on some teams.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm not hating on his skill set.
Yeah.
But I think Jameis looks more comfortable. Jameis has the bigger arm. I don't think there's any denying that after you saw even this one preseason game. Not even take what we saw last year out of it. Just seeing this one preseason game, we know Jameis has the better arm. Okay, decision making has always been his thing. Looks like he's getting a better feel for that. But also, I can't not take what Taysom can do for you out of my mind.
Yeah, I agree there.
Like there's been games when he's been the best player. There's been playoff games against the Vikings, right? When he's made the most plays. That's a real weapon. And if you use it right, what Sean Payton has been known to sometimes get a little too in love with it, but if you hone it in.
I would push back against that idea a little bit because that's one that cropped up a lot this last year, right? That he was like too in love with Taysom. And it's simply because we are just in love with the results. Early on in the season, they went to it a couple times. It didn't work. Late in the season, it was hitting, right?
I just don't think you needed it
more often than it didn't.
Right. I don't think you needed it as much the last couple of years. It was nice to have. I think you need it this year.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's kind of my point. Like in the years past, taking Drew off the field was always something I didn't love. You're talking about a Hall of Famer, top 5 quarterback, all those things that we know Drew to be, okay? Like now in this situation, when you're looking for weapons, and if he does have this skill set, and if it is, let's say it's 60-40 Jameis. Well, if that 40%, if you want to take 60% off the field and put Taysom in as a change of pace, I'm good with that. But taking Drew off the field and putting Taysom in was something I could never get behind.
Yeah, I mean, I think it started to really work at the end in short yardage, but it's fine. There's no need to rehash last year because, like you said, this year we can all agree that, no, there's a definite role there to be had. But yeah, I mean, even I agree with you. That pushes me across the finish line where I'm like, I'm done with the competition. But Saints want to keep pushing it here. But even just pure quarterback play. I mean, Winston just feels like such a more polished product, so much more natural talent, and the potential so much higher. To me, it's almost like when I watch these two play quarterback, Jake, I almost look at you know how in modern football theory, coaches are being taught more and more to think about winning the game as opposed to not losing the game. So if it's like going for 2-point conversions, maybe going for it on fourth downs where you win it traditionally, that's how I feel about this Saints quarterback competition. Taysom feels like you're not trying to lose the game option. Jameis feels like we're trying to win the game. Maybe there's more risk therein. We shall see with more time. And granted, we're working with very small sample sizes here, which makes everything weirder too. Like, for instance, if little Jordan Humphrey doesn't tip that ball up and he gets it picked and he catches that ball, then Jameis wins the night outright, right? Like, it's not even close. It's 30 more yards. You know where that drive ends up. And so to me, yeah, I think Taysom feels like the safer play. I just feel like Jameis feels like the maybe more winning play. Maybe it has more potential to spectacularly blow up, but it has more potential to be actually successful as well. How do you think, in an NFL locker room, those coaching staff, how do they view something like that little Jordan Humphrey play? Where toss on the outside, right. if that play is executed correctly and caught, which it arguably should have been, he didn't want to throw it too deep. There's safety over the top. Then, again, like I said, it kind of changes the entire outside-looking-in narrative. Do you take that into account as a coach, or are the results the results?
No, absolutely not. No, you take that into account. Like, you take the situation, how it happened, and going over film today, if they're having a team offensive meeting, which obviously they are, like, he's getting called out. Like, hey, we got to make this play.
Quarterback, Jordan, you're saying.
Yeah, the quarterback saved you. He kept a big hit off you. He puts it right where it's got to be. You don't make the catch. It ends up a turnover. Can't happen. That's the conversation that's happening today. Jameis will not get reprimanded for that pass. No. And same thing. Like if Ty Montgomery was supposed to go out and didn't go out, and miscommunication. But if it was his fault, he didn't get the signal, whatever. Then same thing with Taysom.
Yeah.
Taysom's not getting the coaching. I mean, Ty Montgomery is. So yeah, no. The only time a quarterback ever gets this when he deserves it. They're not just going out of their way because he had a turnover.
And look, I'm excited to see game number 2 where Jameis will get the starts and we'll get to see him with Marquez Callaway. Hey, 3 catches, 61 yards. How about, dude? Not bad. We'll get to see him with Callaway, and then we'll get to see Taysom in a 2-minute situation. That's another thing. Jameis got to do a 2-minute, and he did it very well. And if you do a 2-minute drive very well, obviously that can pump up your stats quite a bit. I was kind of laughing. We were having a fish fry on Saturday. Me and my little brother we were watching replay of the game. And I was clowning on Lil Jordan Humphrey. I'm like, dude, who is named Lil Jordan? I'm like laughing, and then I'm like, oh wait, dude, my name's literally Lil Bobby.
I was
who am I talking about?
You are like Tiny Bobby.
It's like the same way that I used to make fun of like Browns fans and stuff before I woke up, and I was like, well, I'm a Pelicans fan. Like, what am I talking about? Like, I used to sit and judge, like, how could you cheer for one of these franchises just bad year in and year out?
Can we call you Lil Bob?
Every now and then
really
we
like
see
Lil
our
Lil Bob.
every now and then we got to kind of. You see yourself for what you truly are. So shout out to you, Lil Jordan. I'm with you, bro. Lil, we're in this thing together.
Real quick, before we take a break, and I know we're way long, Devontae Freeman, 6 carries, 6 yards, 1 fumble. Devontae Freeman, 3 catches, 4 yards. Why do you get 4 yards on 3 catches?
The O-line didn't block great, but still, it's not feeling great for Freeman after one game. And the practice reports. Wasn't it Jeff Duncan that talked about how he was getting maybe blown up a little bit as well? So, yeah, look, that was a kick the tires move.
It was.
And you might have kicked him in like a wasp nest came out or something. I don't know what's going to happen there.